This video is to quickly explain how you do a +3 melee amulet. Well, I don't have enough budget to do a new amulet just for demonstration purpose, and the craft of Path XL2 is currently not updated, so it's going to be me sitting here dry talking, unfortunately. So for a crit version, I'll speak about the crit version since that's the one I have, and other variants I'll mention at the end of this. So for a crit version, you want to start with a critical damage bonus or a critical hit chance fracture. The reason you don't start with a +3 is because +3 can be guaranteed afterwards, and a +3 fracture is too expensive to gamble on, honestly. Now you want a crit fracture, and now it's down to only 2 mods. Then you start chaos rolling until you hit a accuracy modifier on the prefix. It can depends on whether you want to keep this accuracy or not. It can be any tier or a T1 if you are playing Amazon, so you can keep it. There's a different way of doing this by using desecration to gain that accuracy mod, so you can remove it later by Omen of Light. But that's much more expensive and not really guaranteed. So I'll talk about that in the end as well. So now you have a accuracy mod and a crit mod. At this point you would do a suffix exalt slam, then a sinistral omen, and do a essence slam, which is essence of the perfect essence of the enchantment, to guarantee a global defense modifier. At this point you have an accuracy, a defense, and a crit mod, and should have 2 empty suffix. This is where you do a homogenize, a suffix only, and double exalt omen, then slam a perfect exalt onto this, which will guarantee you a crit mod and a +3 melee mod. Now, +3 can only be guaranteed with a perfect exalt because the level of +2 is 41, and the perfect would eliminate that. If you don't have the budget to do a perfect exalt slam because it's quite expensive, honestly, you can do a great exalt slam and hope for the best. The worst you will get is a +2. But if you just want an amulet that can be usable and don't care about it being actual endgame stuff, a +2 is fine. Gonna save you quite a bit of money. Now for the final prefix, if you're Amazon like me, you can do a Kurgo Omen, which is Omen of Sovereignty, I believe. And this will guarantee a prefix that says energy shield from equipped body armor, which is of the same value as a T1% energy shield, I think. And this works because you are only using 1 energy shield piece, which is your body armor. So that saves you quite a bit of trouble. I think that Omen is like only 1x anyway. If you are not playing in Amazon and want a flat, I should say, either a flat energy shield or a 50% raw energy shield increase, you would have to desecrate, Omen of Light, desecrate until you hit it. I don't know what's the cheapest way to do this. It probably depends on the odds. So maybe it's worth using the Ancient Rib, I don't know, not sure. Now talking about the variants where you get an accuracy rate via desecration and wants to remove it afterwards, that one's quite trickier because at that point you would have a defense prefix and an attack suffix, which means your homogenized slam for the last open mod, I should say last 2, but one of them would be done via desecration, so it's not relevant. So the last mod you want to hit with a homogenized slam would be accuracy, or one of 4 defense mods, which would be energy shield, armor, and evasion. So there's, like, what's the actual weight for accuracy here? The actual weight for accuracy is less, so if you want energy shield, it's about... let's say it's about 50-50 chance you hit that. If you don't hit it, you can always try to clean off your prefix and start again. It's possible, but the budget just skyrockets. So it depends on how much you can afford. You can choose to do that or just YOLO slam your last prefix and call it day. Now, talking about other variants, you can suffix. There's other things you can do like attributes, as attributes would only lead to attributes. Also resistance, since there's no other elemental tag on the suffix. Or you want a caster version. The caster version can be done by fracturing caster speed. Steel Mage had a exact amulet like that. You can follow him for that. I think his prefix was pretty much just YOLO'd. Yeah, unfortunately there's no good way to guarantee 3 perfect prefix on this, as there's a few extra defense mod you may not want. But for suffix, the idea applies to basically, well, it applies to caster and melee, because projectile has no attacks, unfortunately. Yeah, that's basically it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.